All right. Cannot wait for this. I'm talking on the show for the last few days about the latest addition to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And our next guest is a guy that both Remus and I had on our fantasy team at one point back from his time in the National Football League. But the story of how Cam Meredith came and became a Winnipeg Blue Bomber is a very interesting one. So let's wait no more and welcome in Cam Meredith, the newest receiver for the Blue and Gold, to Winnipeg Sports Talk Daily. Cam, what's up? Thanks so much for doing this, and it's great to have you on the program.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. I see I got the memo with the blue hats here, so.
Yeah, you got it. Well, there'll be a lot more blue and gold going on coming forward. We're counting down to training camp getting going. Your story is amazing. We'll talk a little bit about your NFL experience in a second, but I think people are most interested in is how it came to be that you're now a member of the Blue Bombers. And the biggest part of that in your path to Winnipeg is meeting a girl from Winnipeg and now having a family here.
Yeah, I know, right? As you're saying that, she's holding our brand new daughter. She's fresh to the world, so I go ahead and give you guys.
Look at that. What's her name?
Her name's Kamaya. She just got back from the doctor's office, so say hey.
She's adorable. Well, congratulations to you both. And I guess that's number 2 now for you and the family.
Yeah, that's number 2, but I think we're gonna settle down for now and get back to football. So we're excited. Like you said, it's been a long road, but we started off in New Orleans, kind of connected the dots from there, and then once I met Christy and started spending some time out here in Winnipeg, it was kind of a perfect scenario for us.
Now, tell us quickly, just give us your background. Where did you grow up? College football before you ended up? Where was the grind that turned Cam Meredith into a pro footballer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Westchester, Illinois, suburb outside Chicago. I played football since the time I was 6 years old, and I started high school with a program that wasn't that great, but we had a lot of guys who love football, and that kind of instilled a lot of grit in a lot of us. Even though we didn't have the best record to show for it, we still had a lot of talent and a lot of guys who love football. So I took my talents to Illinois State, and from there I walked on and earned a scholarship my second year. I was playing quarterback my whole life and had a chance to switch positions. And, I guess it was a good idea because it ended up with, me in the number 1 role in receiver in Chicago. So, a lot of things don't go the way you look for them to go, perfect pitches, but things planned out perfectly here.
Well, and I can imagine being an Illinois kid, having the opportunity just to go to the National Football League is a dream come true, but to be a go-to guy on the Monsters of the Midway with the Chicago Bears for a kid from Illinois, I mean, that must have been even more incredible for you.
Oh yeah, it was as Drake say, what a time to be alive. But it was definitely a fun ride. I enjoyed every bit of time I spent there with the Bears, and to be able to drive past Soldier Field every day as a kid and not really go to a Bears game when I was a kid, but to be able to play there, before I even go into a game was kind of crazy. So a lot of blessings, man.
Cam Meredith of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers joining us now. That first year with the Bears, I mean, and this always happens, you see some exciting newcomers come in, and certainly for the fantasy players, like, who's this guy going for 100 yards in Chicago and get him picked up? That year, I mean, for you coming into the league, and listen, it was a struggle for the team overall. It wasn't a great season, wins and losses wise. But what an opportunity for you to come in a team that was in transition, and you did it. It's not like you did it just with one quarterback as well. I mean, you went down to the list. I mean, a number of different QBs were playing, and you were pretty consistent. Tell us about that first season and how you sort of broke into the NFL.
I mean, like you said, it was a lot of opportunities that come, out of nowhere. And, I had an opportunity to step up when some guys went down. And after not really playing much my rookie year, getting a lot of time to get the timing in practice, get my reps in. Man, like that second year going in, that first start, I had 100 yards, a touchdown. It was a real opportunity to just kind of get me going, because you can't ask for a better start than a 100-yard game and a touchdown in your first start in the NFL. So, I mean, from there, it was kind of history. And I even before that, the first preseason game as a rookie, I knew I belonged. So, I mean, but either way, it's professional football, and, that's what I do. So it was good to have a whole season where I could prove that I belong there and do it, especially doing it in my hometown.
Well, and of course, I mean, the unfortunate reality of professional football is that it's, I mean, injuries are part of the game and it can really set you back. I mean, you spend some time out, but obviously what you've done on the field was enough to get interest from around the league. You get the free agent contract with the New Orleans Saints and go to New Orleans. And then that is sort of, it seemed, where the injuries became more of an issue. Tell us about what happened in New Orleans. Obviously, get the chance to play with New England, but still weren't quite physically there. But obviously, time heals all wounds, and I imagine you're looking forward to showing almost a new, improved Cam Meredith when you get on the 3-down field coming up in a month or so.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, injuries are a part of the game, and to be able to deal with them and in a orderly fashion is up to whoever the case may be. So I had a knee situation there in New Orleans. I was not really where I wanted to be, especially in the position I was at. I was with Drew Brees, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So I definitely look back at that and not necessarily regret, but I wish I could have done more. And I'm just glad that I was able to soak all that in, get more knowledge of the game, spend time with more good players. And, well, a lot of good things came from that, not necessarily on the field, but definitely off to make me a better player. So I'm
Well,
excited to see where we go from there.
Well,
Yeah.
it looks like you're a pretty elite dad, I will say. I can't believe how good your daughter's just being a part of this interview. This is wonderful. And,
Yeah, she's
and
getting
I guess
hungry, but it's all good.
the last 2 years have been
Hey, babe.
so crazy, I think, for everybody. And I mean, you dealing with the injury, being on the physically unable to perform list in New England, and then having time away. I imagine the focus was to do everything you could to make the most of this time, both from a health perspective to get you back to be able to get back on the football field, but also as a family man to kind of set down some roots and to grow your family. And obviously, congratulations on the new addition as well as the house here in the Winnipeg. Tell us about what these last couple of years have been like for you in a very weird time for everybody, regardless of your profession.
I mean, like you said, I'm trying my best. Going through injury, trying to get rehab, becoming a dad too. Life comes at you fast, man, and to be able to kind of get grounded, like you said, get back to square one as a person, and then also get my body right and figure out what was necessarily wrong with me, and not necessarily anything wrong, but how to make myself a better player, especially after what's going down in my career. Because I'm definitely a believer that this isn't an end all be all. I'm here to, make plays and get back to the top of the mountain, metaphorically. So, like you said, it was a lot of time spent grinding, massaging, rehabbing, ARPing, needling, whatever you call it, and a lot of dirty diapers. So it's been a lot, but like you said, it's humbling and it's grounding and it's a blessing, at the end of the day.
So tell us about how long has home base been here in Winnipeg for you, Cam?
Like I said, I've been coming here on and off about like 3-4 years, but I'd say about 5 months. We just got a new house over here, so we're just getting settled in and getting the kids accustomed to routine and whatnot. So it's been good. It's been staying warm. Hopefully, it doesn't come to a cool front too fast, but I think we'll be all right.
How much of your time in Winnipeg has been spent in the winter months, as it were?
Yeah, I think all of them. Because I'm never able to come out here. Then, well, sometimes I come out here, go to the lake and do things with the family over here. So it's a little bit of both. Done some ice skating.
That said, so you know what's up. I mean, you're not coming here wide-eyed going, "Oh, I haven't. I've always been here in the summer. I don't know what the winters are like."
Oh no, I got a pair of skates. I got my son's got a stick, so it's all good. I'm low-key half Canadian by now.
Oh, this is amazing. Tell us about how everything came together with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. At what point did you even think that was an option for you? And what led to the workout with Buck Pearson, Kyle Walters, and whatnot before you signed your contract?
I would say probably back when I was with the Saints, I was practicing, but not necessarily doing all the drills with the team. And, every day I would see, guys from the CFL, scouts, coaches. And I stopped for a second to talk to the Winnipeg scout and the coach. And I mentioned to him that I come out to Winnipeg quite a bit. My girlfriend was from here. So, we had a quick chat and it went pretty well. But we didn't necessarily know anything would come of it. But like I said, at the time, I was just one of those things the universe kind of throws at you. And next thing you know, a couple years gone by, I haven't really played in the league, and looking for an opportunity to kind of get back on the field. So Winnipeg was willing to look at me, and here I am.
Well, you're coming into a pretty good football team. Well, certainly
Yeah.
as we last remember them, it's such a bizarre situation too, because you're coming onto a championship squad, but one that hasn't played in over a year. And, naturally there'll be all sorts of new faces. Do you know many of the guys? I mean, how much do you know? Do you know much about the organization and some of your new teammates other than the people that you worked out with earlier?
Yeah. I mean, I know Big Hill. We spent some time together with the Saints when he was out there. So he's been a good guy to get me accustomed to the building, accustomed to the team. So I really appreciate him. He doesn't live too far from me, so we definitely are in touch a little bit. So things are becoming, home slowly but surely. So everything's going pretty good.
CFL game is it's still football, but it is different than the National Football League. Have you thought at all about, particularly for your position, the motion before and whatnot? How different is this going to be for you as opposed to what you did in the 4-down game?
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, it's all football at the end of the day, but the rules are a little bit different. You got the field is wider, and obviously the waggles and the motions and stuff before the snap. So at the end of the day, you just got to put the time into it. I got to go out there and get some reps, see the game a little bit more. I spent a little time watching CFL football before, so it's not something, completely foreign. So I'm grateful about that. So I'm excited to go out there and try something new, and then hopefully that brings something out new in me, that I didn't even know I had. So I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
From the time that you've been in Winnipeg, the team hasn't been playing, but I imagine just from working with Big Hill and knowing the fact that the team finally ended that drought in 2019, you must be well aware about not only how important the Bombers are to this community, but just how excited people are to get back into IG Field and cheer on the blue and gold, hopefully for another Grey Cup run.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the Jets and the Bombers around here, so I've known that for a little while, but yeah, to be coming off of a championship run and then win the Grey Cup and have to sit out after riding that momentum, it's probably been waiting. Everybody's been waiting. Anticipation is super high for everybody. So I know the guys are antsy and ready to get back to play on the field. I know I am, and I know the fans are ready to get back into a stadium and scream, drink beer, and eat hot dogs, whatever. So I'm definitely excited, and hopefully things kind of get back to normal and we can have somewhat of a crazy season like they did in 2019.
Cam Meredith, newest member of the Winnipeg Blue Bomber receiving corps,
Right.
with us on Winnipeg Sports Talk Daily. Cam, before we go, I mean, you've been you're now one of us. You live here in Winnipeg. What are your favorite things about the city that you've picked up? Your favorite spots to go since you've been here as a member of the community before you put on the jersey?
Putting on the spot. I mean, we spent quite a bit of time at Joey, the restaurant. Well, it was before, before everything kind of shut down. But, kind of going to what's it called again? The Forks, doing some skating, going around the shopping mall. So it's been, to be honest with you, it's been a lot of things that I wasn't quite used to. I went to do some skating, like I said, some skating and some snowboarding, but it's been fun, something new. It's exciting town that I'm ready to get back to work for,
More than anything, and we can already tell from your time with us on Winnipeg Sports Talk Daily, I imagine job number one has been dad duty, which got a little busier recently with the latest edition.
I know, right? It's all good. She's not too much of a handful, but sometimes she has her ways. But she's definitely yeah, maybe it's just the ladies, but I love her to death.
Well, she was a great addition to our first interview with you on the program. I think the people in the chat have been loving her. If you're,
nice.
And I will say, if you're listening on the podcast afterwards, check out the YouTube, because we did get the first glimpse of Cam's beautiful daughter, and she was quite the princess on the program as well. Yeah. What's up for you right now? I mean, before training camp, is it just a matter of just making sure you're coming in as healthy as possible? You got to go through a playbook right now. I mean, is there anything to do before the 10th when things get going for you and your new teammates?
Just the I guess what you call the final touches. get everything situated as far as, being here in Canada as an American and stuff. So got to get those things settled so I can be here and play and stuff like that. Contract's already done and the body feels good. So like you said, just getting in shape, ready for camp, getting your mind right, going through the playbook, meeting with the coaches, lifting and stuff like that. So it's definitely been a taper down type of session right now, but I'm definitely excited to get going again.
Well, I tell you what, it was really exciting news for Bomber fans that were familiar with your background when we heard that the team signed, and I can tell you in the chat, it's just one after another. Welcome to Winnipeg, Cam. Good luck with the Bombers this season. So I'll tell you what, this has been great having you on the first time. I can tell you, Remus and I will certainly be rostering you in some CFL fantasy this year because you were good to us back in the National Football League, and most importantly, we hope that your time with the Bombers is great for you and for the team, and we'll be talking a lot about Cam Meredith after some big games at IG Field when the season kicks off in the Grey Cup rematch against the Tiger Cats on August 5th. We're counting down the days, my friend.
1,000%. Let's get it.
Hey, all the best to you and the family, Cam. Let's do this again sometime. But once again, welcome to the Blue Bombers. Great to have you here in Winnipeg, and I can't wait to get the season going.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Right on. There's Cam Meredith of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers with the family. What a cute interview that was. And it took us a little bit to get the audio going, but it all worked out. And I got to tell you, I mean, I know many of you here are big fantasy guys like us. And when he broke out in that first season, I mean, he had 888 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 100-yard games. And it was a guy that I don't think, a lot of people expected at the beginning of the season. And obviously, injury sort of derailed the career for the last couple seasons, but the skill is still there. If he's able to come in healthy and ready to go, this should be a big, big acquisition and addition to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers lineup. So big thanks to Cam Meredith for joining us today. We'll be talking more Bomber football heading into Friday when Ed Tate joins us for a full training camp preview. We'll talk more about Meredith's addition into where he fits into the lineup. And then next week, training camp is on, and we'll have reports throughout the weeks before we finally get to the 5th of August and that long-awaited game back at IG Field with the Bombers and Tiger Cats for the first game of 3-down football played since the Grey Cup in 2019.